I run a dispensary now. It's pretty fun. I sell pot for a living. People are always like, what's it like to work in a dispensary? Is it the greatest job ever? Is it so much different than any other job you've ever had, bro? It's like, no. It's exactly the same like any other job in retail space, except things take a little bit longer to get done. That's it. It's the only difference. It's kind of weird, like the weird thing people don't know about dispensaries. Dispensaries have a very high turnover rate in the state. They go through employees really quickly, and a big part of that is that people can't learn to operate at the sort of pace and the speed and the mindset that dispensaries operate in. I feel very lucky when I was given a sneak peek of exactly how my mind was going to have to function to succeed in this job before my very first day. Because on my first day, 2 days before I started my first shift at this job, I got a phone call from my manager at 10 a.m. to give me my first week's schedule. And then I got a phone call 2 hours later from my manager because she had gotten so high, she had forgotten we had already had this conversation. And I had the same exact conversation a second time. So let me explain what this was like from my point of view, okay? I'm hanging out. I'm very excited from this job. I get a phone call at 10 a.m. I answer it. It's my manager. He goes, hey, Anthony, so glad you answered the phone. We need to touch base, give you your first week's schedule. I said, all right, what is it? She goes, Monday, we're going to have you coming in from 4 to close. I said, amazing. Then she goes, Tuesday, going to have you also coming in from 4 to close. I said, perfect. Then she goes, Wednesday, you said you can't close that Wednesday because you have what's that called? What do you do? Comedy, right? You do stand-up comedy. I'm like, yeah, I do stand-up comedy. She's like, all right, cool. Not going to have you close on Wednesday. That's fair. She goes, but then this Thursday, we need you to come in early. So we're going to be pitting out a whole bunch of new product. I'm going to give you some samples to take home as homework. And I said, oh my God, this job is so cool. You're going to give me free weed. Like a total goober. Realized immediately what I should have said was, well, that will be the first time I don't want my dog to eat my homework. Right, that's not the funniest joke ever, but right off the top of my dome, that's pretty good, right? This is the second conversation I've had with this woman. If I had said that joke right then, she would have been like, I like this kid's moxie. Instead, she was sitting there being like, whoa, this kid really excited about free weed. That's not a good look. So we hang up the phone, and I'm furious with myself. I think of myself having a pretty quick wit. And I was like, God damn it, Anthony. Really wish you had said that joke. Whatever, there is literally nothing you can do about it now. So imagine my goddamn surprise when 2 hours later my phone rang and it was the same number and I answered it and she goes, hey Anthony, so glad you answered your phone. We gotta touch base about your first week's schedule. My first thought was, oh, this is embarrassing. I should tell her we've already had this conversation. But then my second thought was, what about that joke though? And I sat there arguing the moral ramifications of time travel. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna Groundhog's Day myself. I'm gonna take this mulligan, I'm gonna go back in time, I'm gonna say that goddamn joke. So I go, let's do it. All right, she goes, all right, so Monday I'm gonna have you coming in from 4 to close. I said, amazing. She goes, Tuesday I'm gonna have you coming in from 4 to close. I said, perfect. Then she goes, Wednesday you can't close because you have I go, it's a stand-up comedy show, I do stand-up comedy. And she goes, oh yeah, where's that at? And I told her, and we started talking about that. We started going this long conversation about how long I've been doing comedy and why I like it. And then I started to freak the fuck out. Because I realized what I was doing. Not only had I now irresponsibly gone back in time, but I've gone back in time and now changed something. Now the butterfly effect is in full force. And who the fuck knows if she's even going to call the free weed homework? And she sits there, and we get to Thursday, and she mentions she's going to give me a bunch of free weed, but guess what? She doesn't call it homework. And here's the thing, you guys. This might be a little bit of inside baseball for some of you, but in comedy, a punchline needs a setup. But I remember, hey, I'm a stand-up comedian. I do my own setups and my own punchlines all the time. Why not just do one here? So I go, I use some samples of weed. You mean like homework? And she says, we're giving you a bunch of weed for free. You really think it's appropriate to call it homework? I know. So when I hung up the phone that time, I was furious. Because not only had I gone back in time and created like a second timeline, but I had gone back in time and created like the Back to the Future 2 Biff Tanner timeline. You know, like the worst possible case scenario. Donald Trump is president. Is that my fault? I don't know. So I was furious, and I was just like, literally, I walked into a mirror and I was like, Anthony, this is why you don't meddle with time. And I walked away. Couldn't let it go, though. So 2 hours went by, and I decided to roll the dice. I said, you know what, fuck it. I bet if I call her right now, she will have no idea we've had this conversation twice today. So I just called my manager. I have no idea what I'm gonna say if she remembers, but check this out. She answers the phone, goes, Anthony, so glad you called. I was right about to call you. We need to touch base about your first week schedule. And I was like, holy shit, I'm in. All right, Anthony, you're an actor in a role. You've been here twice today. You know your goddamn lines, hit your marks, don't fuck it up. So I went and I stepped exactly where I had stepped before, right? Said the same exact lines. She got to Thursday. She said, we bring out a bunch of new product. I want to give you samples to take home as homework. And you guys, without missing a beat, right off the top of my fucking head, I said, well, that would be the first time I don't want my dog to eat my homework. She laughed for like a solid 5 minutes, you guys. And every time, to this day, she gives me free samples and calls them homework, I say the same exact joke, and she laughs like it's the first goddamn time she's heard it. Thank you guys very much. That's my time. You've been amazing.